What is it like, Quincy? When you leave high school, you the man in DeKalb County. You a little younger than me, but we knew that we had a legend coming up out of Southwest DeKalb. What is it like when you transitioning from high school to college, from college to the pros? Which jump is bigger? Which culture shock is bigger? Is it the college to Dallas? Is it Georgia to Dallas, or is it Southwest to Georgia? Which shock is you had to get used to more?
I think it's the high school to college, and the reason why I say that is because now you're 18, 19 years old, and now you're getting ready to go with play against some grown men, which I had a little bit of advantage because I was a couple years older coming out when I started playing, but then also it's dealing with class. It's dealing with the fans, with you walking on campus and you having some bad games and these fans and students letting you know what time it is. Yeah, opposed to the NFL, I mean, you living your life. You at your house, you got your own privacy. You drive where, you want to drive to. In college, you know what I mean? You got a couple routes, especially during school. You got to see people. You know what I mean? You got to face the crowd. And so you got to deal with so many different elements, keeping up with your grades. You know what I mean? Your teammates, being in your business all day long, and you trying to be a leader, but at the same time want a fresh breath of air sometimes too. But in the league, hey, you on your own schedule. You invite whoever you want to invite to your house. You know what I mean? And so, you living your life on, your own terms. In college, you ain't living your life on your own terms. So it's much more challenges from that high school to college jump.
Yeah, because I get it.
The pressure, though. I mean, with them fans and boosters and everybody else going crazy at Georgia. I mean, how the hell did you deal with all of that?
Honestly, man, I tell people this, and if you ain't from here, you don't understand it. But if you are, from Georgia and knew what Southwest DeKalb was about, then you get it. I followed Eric Johnson, who took us to a state championship in 1990. You got the Gordon Clementes, who played in the Hassan Grahams, the Eric Jones, and I'm only talking about my quarterback position.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then when you mix in the Hassan Grahams, the Terry Beckhams, the Hank Green, the Frank Williams, the Chris Wards, the Chris Tuckers, the level of legends that you followed, there were already expectations. Playing in front of 20,000, 30,000, playing in the dome, against the Valdosas, the Warner Robins, you know what I mean?
Lowndes County.
Yeah, I got so much experience in college, of who, the fabric of being a Southwest DeKalb Panther, but then not only that, having that Atlanta next door to you, you know what I mean? Expectations of being great. And then when you, throw Dion in the mix, the Andre Rison's in the mix, the Dominique Wilkins in the mix, and then having our love and support around you, from Decatur. And knowing, hey, listen, you got greatness on you, and you better do something about it. And we behind you.
Come on now.
Straight from the dick.
Come on, man.
Straight from the dick.
He gonna put us out. You don't do that yet. He gonna put us out. Cause they don't got one of them anthems. Now, Tip just did one for him.
It's called Players Ball.
That's East Point. You claiming everybody now. That's East Point. Because you hold me to the fire when I say I'm from East Atlanta. I know you ain't. You ain't from Atlanta, nigga.
Southwest Atlanta's everything. East Point on up.
Oh, well,
okay. But no, this is my question though, Quincy. Being a black quarterback. In college and in the NFL, man, did you face any criticisms that might have been more harsh than your counterparts?
Absolutely.
Now, what the hell was that like, sir?
Yeah, man, listen, it was, I knew what I was facing. You know, it's funny. I keep telling this story, but me and Coach Godfrey, you know, we went to go see her son Graham at Georgia.
Yeah.
And we was having some conversations about me possibly playing there and what it would be like. So, you know, I was able to get some good, you know, profound wisdom of what it was gonna be like, who I was.
Yeah.
You know, during that time, heck, it was just a few of them. The Rodney Peets, the Randall Cunninghams, I think Steve McNair, came in '98, rest in heaven to him too. That was my dude. Yeah. But I understood what it meant. I seen Charlie Ward, you know, in high school. I watched Sean Jones, you know, here at Georgia Tech win a national championship. So I knew, you know, what I was facing. So I didn't make any excuses. And I faced, you know, some hell of a time, especially in some tough losses down there in Georgia. You know, especially coming in, being the quarterback after Troy Aikman. Right. You know, and him winning 3 Super Bowls and facing the music of, you know, it ain't the most popular thing to be a black quarterback, but I wanted that challenge. You know what I mean? I didn't want to play another position. You know what I mean? And I knew exactly what I was facing. Now, you know, I think about some of these things because, you know, during our times, you know, 90s, mid-90s, early 2000s, we were still trying to prove to ourselves that we were a passer first. And I think back now, and I look at my career from high school, you know, to college, you know, I stopped using my legs as much as I should have, you know, and I go back and look at stuff like that, and it kicks me. So them are some of the, you know, the pressures that you facing, you know, thinking about your game and trying to make it, but then trying to prove to somebody else that you're a passer. You know what I mean? And that you can throw the football. Yeah. I did too much of that though. So, you know, but it feels good to be able to have paved the way for these boys. They don't have to, you know, these boys now don't even have to go run a 40 at the combine. Right. You know, we know you can run. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, and some of them don't have to throw. You know, because now we know you can throw. They're throwing from 7, 8 years old, you know, playing all this 7-on-7 now. Yeah. So they're better passers now. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's an honor to know that we've helped, you know, the generation of black quarterbacks now. But it had its challenges, though. But I faced it head on.
What was the main time that just pissed you the hell off and you were like, okay, now y'all just giving a player hell out here?
It was the South Carolina game. We lost up in South Carolina to start my junior year, and I ended up throwing 5 picks. Shout out to my boy Charlie Strong. I don't know if y'all remember him or not. Yeah, ran that 3-5-3 defense on us, and it was the first time really it was coming out. And I threw a pick to the linebacker, a defensive end, a safety, a corner. I didn't know what I was seeing out there, and getting back on campus, and me and it's funny. I don't know why we decided. It was something like on a Monday or a Tuesday. It was after, you know, we lost or whatever. And it was something on a Monday or Tuesday, a little black gathering that we used to have at UGA or whatever. And I don't know what it was. It was at the Tate Center. We decided to go because I don't really go out during the week, but it was a little get together, man. You know, it was on campus, so, you know, there wasn't no alcohol involved or whatever. But we ended up going, me and Terrence Edwards ended up going together. And we get back out, you know, of the event or what have you. I got a nice little note on the car. Nigga, you lost this game for us and this and that. So yeah, that was the first time, you know, that I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? Yeah, because everything, you know, I mean, you've heard I've heard some other things during the, you know, games or what have you. But to face it, you know, you read the note and like, wait a minute now, somebody watched me go in this, because when I tell you now, it was a black event. and it wasn't, you know what I mean, other races there, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so to come outside, you know, and get that note, me and Terrence always laugh about this story though. Yeah, that's when it got real for me.
My God.
Yeah.